Welcome to the Carl's Place built-in golf room installation guide. This video will guide you through the panel installation process for your built-in golf enclosure. Keep in mind that each room is unique, and while these instructions serve as a comprehensive guide for installing wall panels in your golf simulator room, variations may exist in different setups. Use this guide as a helpful framework tailored to your individual space. You'll want to start by organizing your kit. Your kit will include padded panels sized to fit your space, French cleats, screws and anchors, Z-clips and screws, and starter panels, if not already installed. Make sure to have your tools handy. You'll need a laser level and 3-foot level, a pencil, a drill and driver, a stud finder, drywall anchors, and at least one 8-foot tall stepladder. Before you start, take the time to plan, measure, and align your golf room installation properly. Here's how. Review your panel diagram for where to place the correctly sized panels on each wall, making sure everything fits just right. Understand the orientation of the panels and cleats. Wall cleats will align perpendicular to the screen on the walls and parallel to the screen on the ceiling. Our panels attach using French cleats and Z-clips, allowing for flexibility in placement and ease in the assembly process. Before diving into installation, take a look at where the panels will get installed. Develop a clear plan for positioning your cleats to ensure that each cleat spans the seam of 2 adjacent panels. Make sure to consider variables like stud availability, panel sizes, and the extent of coverage when installing those cleats. This review beforehand helps you plan where the panels meet and where to position those cleats. The wall panels are designed to install snug against the starter panels. If you haven't already, install the starter panels now. Start at the bottom, butting the lowest starter panel up against the floor anchor. Level and screw into a stud, or use wall anchors. Continue working around the remaining walls. Now it's time to install the cleats. Cleats should be screwed into a secure surface like plywood or wall studs. If your walls and ceilings aren't constructed with plywood, make use of a stud finder and laser level to pinpoint and mark where the studs are located. This step will make installing the cleats much more straightforward. In most cases, we recommend starting panel installation adjacent to the starter panels. However, if your wall has a distinct end, you may want to start there and work back towards the screen. If you start installing cleats near the screen, the cleat can sit right up against the starter panel. If you start installing cleats at the end of the wall, make sure to keep it 1 to 2 inches from the edge of the wall to keep it out of sight when you install the panel. Whichever end you start with, install the first cleat 1 to 2 inches above the floor with the grooved edge against the wall, facing downwards, creating space on top for the Z-clips to rest. Making sure it's level, secure the cleat into a stud using the long screws provided. Use wall anchors if necessary. Take care not to over-tighten. Install the next cleat above the first cleat. You can mark a spare piece of wood to use as a spacing guide for cleat placement. Exact placement varies based on your room's panel customization. However, the cleat should sit about 4 inches below the top edge of the panel. Install the 3rd and 4th cleats. Line up your panel again to gauge the placement of the next 2 cleats. While there's some flexibility in their placement, ensure that one edge sits at least 2 inches behind the panel, with the remaining part extending beyond the panel to accommodate the installation of the next panel. Proceed to install these 2 cleats. Note that you should be able to secure these next 2 cleats into studs if needed. Next, it's time to place the Z-clips. Uncover the adhesive on the back of 4 of the Z-clips. Set a Z-clip into each cleat, 4 Z-clips in total. Measure the Z-clip spacing to align with the panel's width, leaving approximately 1 inch on each side. Keep the Z-clips near the panel's edges for proper corner alignment. Now it's time to place the panel. Ensure the panel is level, then firmly press it against the adhesive. Lift to remove the panel with the Z-clip now adhered. If any of the Z-clips did not stick, carefully set it back in place and press more firmly. Secure each Z-clip to the panel using the short screws provided. Once the Z-clips are secured, you can set the panel back into position on the cleat. Repeat this process for all wall panels, working from the bottom to the top. Make sure to align each panel evenly with the adjacent panels. Once both walls are complete, it's time to start the ceiling installation. Start in the middle of the screen to determine where to install the panels. This helps get equal spacing at each end. Orient the cleat with a grooved edge against the ceiling and towards the screen, with the opening for the Z-clips facing away from the screen. The first row of cleats should be installed 2 to 3 inches from the starter panel edge and 2 to 3 inches from the wall. Using the same method to install as you did with the wall panels, install the ceiling panels starting at the screen and working away from it. Once your ceiling installation is complete, ensure that all your panels are evenly spaced. The panels are intentionally slightly smaller than the room to ensure a proper fit. If any gap at the edge is noticeable, evenly distribute the panels to cover the entire room. You're now ready to begin using your new built-in golf enclosure. If you have any questions or feedback, feel free to shoot us an email, give us a call, or contact us on our website. We want to see your new golf setup. Go to www.carlofet.com/share with us to send us pics, videos, or reviews of your brag-worthy setup. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos on building, using, and enhancing your own golf simulator.